Hello everyone, welcome back. It's the latest episode of our Philadelphia 76ers Let's Play series of Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 21. And we are in a bit of a pickle today, I have to say. Definitely in a bit of a pickle. For those of you who've been following along the previous episodes, we started the season really well, coming out to a really good record. I think we were sort of in the top 2 seeds of the Eastern Conference, beating some of the teams you would expect to be around there, like the Boston Celtics and co. We've hit some injury snags really, and we are now at the point in this series where we are pretty close to the trade deadline. As you can probably see up here in our alerts, we've got 6 days until the trade deadline, and well, we've fallen back to a 23rd and 29 record. We have lost 14 straight. That's right, 14 games on the bounce we have lost now, mainly due to the fact that we lost Joel Embiid for such a long period of time. If we can go into the injury stuff here and have a little look, if I can remember where that is. Where is that? Profile. Here we go. So we had a broken nose, which put him out for quite a long period of time. And well, let's be honest, without Embiid, this team pretty much collapsed on itself. We also lost Ben Simmons at the same time with a strained knee for a couple of weeks as well. And it's really put us in a bit of a backward position. We've gone from being a pretty much a top team in the Eastern Conference here to borderline making the playoffs at the moment at 23 and 29. Although, lost 14. I mean, it's just mad. I mean, it's not the be all end all, of course. We have the trade deadline coming up. So, what we're going to do on this episode really is we're going to basically see what we can do in terms of trades. I think the positive thing I take away from this is, whilst I ended the last episode sort of saying, this is going to be tough to get back in. We're struggling. We're losing games. Just wondering why that is. Upon a bit of reflection outside of the episodes, I've realised, well, we've got our main guys back now. Simmons is back. Embiid is back. Tobias Harris has been playing really well for us this season. Not a lot else really around that. So whilst we can look at trades and we'll have a little look, see who's available and see if there is anything there that we might want to have a look at in a few days' time. We're going to start putting guys on the block, I think, on the trade block here, and just seeing what comes our way, what the AI franchises come and offer us, really. So let's have a look at the trades. So in terms of the trade office, I'm going to immediately put pretty much everyone on the block. Minus, I think Steph Curry's still useful. Ferguson, you can definitely go on the block. Green, you can go on the block. I'm going to leave Harris off the block, Embiid and Simmons, but pretty much anyone else is going to be fair game, in the sense that anyone else can kind of be had from us, and we'll see what comes our way. In terms of who's available, let's have a little look at that as well. So we can sort of go to this search bar, hit the block here, and see who's available, listed by position. There's a couple of guys that I was interested in just exploring maybe in a couple of days' time, and that being pretty much Ricky Rubio. I know he's not the greatest defender, but he's got a playmaker and ball magician stats, and his passing and handling is really good, in the sense that we might be able to move Simmons off of the point guard duty if we manage to acquire him. If we look at his profile, his player stats, his shooting's actually is pretty good as well. I mean, he's shooting a career high, and he's doing really well in terms of 3-point percentage as well. So that's an option that I think we might explore in a couple of days' time. The other one that I was looking at was a bit of a blockbuster if we could pull it off. Two we were looking at really. First one was James Harden is on the trade block. We'd have to somehow find $41 million of salary to make it work, but possible if we threw in Harris and a couple of picks, that might get us Harden. We can certainly explore that. I mean, Joe Ingles is one that I'm keeping a close eye on as well, just because his versatility is so good. He can pretty much shoot from anywhere. I'm not sure what his contract is actually. It's only $10 million, so maybe he's a guy that we can look at as well. Or maybe a Gordon Hayward, but his salary is a little bit too high for my liking. If we look at sort of the front court players, there's quite a lot of guys here. I mean, Gobert is interesting, but again, $26 million for just a guy who's just going to be a post center who can clean up and defend. I mean, is that really what we necessarily want? Maybe. We can certainly explore that in a few days' time as well. I mean, you've got other names like Kevin Love available, Blake Griffin, who's fallen off a cliff. I mean, look at those stats. It's terrible, really. So we've got options. I think we're going to just get ourselves through a couple of days, get ourselves into a position where we're near the trade deadline, and then just see what happens, see what offers we get. Probably have a little look at Rubio and Ingles, see if we can get a deal there, and maybe Harden. See if the Rockets are desperate enough to maybe take a package of picks and Harris maybe, and see if we can get that deal over the line. But let's first of all check our depth chart, see if we've got our guys back in, which we haven't. So we will just restore this lineup, and we'll obviously put Embiid straight back in. Howard off the bench. We'll move Korkmaz back up and Green back up, which means that Bradley, Maxey, Ferguson will all be sort of off the bench and not really playing many minutes for us. And yeah, we'll just get through day by day, really. I don't think we've got any games today, so we'll just sim and see if we get any off. Oh, we do. Yes, we stopped the losing streak. Thank goodness for that. Our main guys have come back in, and we managed to blow out the Memphis Grizzlies in quite a convincing fashion there as well. So that's good. And B, yeah, back with 27 points. We'll take that every single day of the week. Yeah, so this is why I've got a bit of confidence in this team, is that the players, once they're healthy, should be good enough for us to be a real presence in the playoffs. We've just obviously been very unlucky on that sense. So we will go forward another day. So the actual trade deadline itself is on the 8th of February. So we've got a few more days before we see anything. We will possibly see if... Oh, we've got an inbox. Let's have a look, see if we've had any trade offers. Nope, just player of the week. Embiid is player of the week. Okay. Let's go forward one more day. And we get another win there against Chicago. So we've managed to come back with 2 wins on the bounce, which is great. Let's go forward one more day. Just see if we get any trade offers. So we haven't yet. Have there been any trades in this period yet? Not a lot, really. All just D-League development moves. Right, let's have a little look. Let's have an explore then. Okay, let's try the outrageous. Okay, let's see. Right, James Harden. I need to find $41 million of salary to get you. Harris is 34. We could probably do a package of Harris. Okay, that is cap legal just straight up with Harris. We can see that. So let's just try Harris, and I'll pick this year, and I'll pick in 2 years' time. Would you do that? I need a valuable asset in return. Okay, well, in theory, if we got Harris, we probably wouldn't need Curry, so we could add him to it. No, okay, still not interested. Can I throw 3 first-round picks in? Will it let me? No, okay, still consecutive pick rule. What about Korkmaz? I'll add you in. No, okay. They are not happy with that. All right, okay, let's clear this out. If I were to put, I wonder if I know there's this get offer deal in this version, which is great because you can actually put players in and go down every single team, and if they're interested, they do put you an offer. Okay, so we can't do it for players on other teams, but can we do it for our own players? So what would you offer me for Harris? Nothing. Okay. Would you offer me anything for Korkmaz? Just trying to see whether there are any players that the AI would actually want from me. I know that Danny Green had some interest from other teams. No. Seth Curry, would you be interested in him? No. Okay. Okay. That was always ambitious to see if we could get Harden. That's probably not going to happen. Let's go to the Jazz, and let's just have a quick look at the Jazz and look at Ingles first before we make a move. So I mean, realistically, Ingles would come in and he probably would take the minutes of Korkmaz, who's not a great shooter. He's been pretty atrocious for us, and I'm comfortable with trading him for Ingles, because when we look at Ingles, if we go to Utah quickly, where are you? Ingles is just a better shooter, and that's kind of what we need. Is we need someone who's this good a shooter, who's not going to demand the ball. So I'm quite comfortable with making that deal. In terms of the salary makeup, I think we can maybe do that with a first-round pick. So let's have a look. So Utah Jazz. So I want Ingles. That's 10 million I've got fined. So I will give you Korkmaz. Okay. That's 1 million of salary, and I'll give you Bradley. That make it Bradley and I mean, some of these guys are not making our rotations, so we can always throw them in. Okay, that's not going to make it. What about if I threw you in? Not Danny Green. No, that's not what I wanted. Ferguson. That makes it cap legal. And that's been accepted. Nice. So we've managed to bag ourselves Ingles there. I'm really happy with that. So Ingles, no first round picks traded, just players, which means that Ingles can come straight in as a starting small forward instead of Korkmaz. Scott will come off the bench. Green's obviously out for 3 days, which is a bit frustrating, but I will happily take that. And we have some fillers that we can go into free agency and see if we can get anyone in, which is good. Vince Carter's on there, blimey. We've got JJ Barrera, and so we can go and pick up Anderson. That's a no-brainer. We were looking at him anyway, but we obviously had Bradley at the time, and we had a full bench, so we obviously weren't necessarily looking at that. Who else have we got in here? Oh, we could get Taco Fall. Interesting. Mario Chambers could be an interesting option. You know what? I think I'll leave it there for now. I think we've got enough rotation. Obviously, Milton's out, Green's out at the minute, which is a bit annoying. AI suggests that matrix for us. Max is coming in at the moment. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's a much more balanced starting five. We actually have a proper shooter in here now. Look at this. He pretty much is a great shooter from everywhere, apart from central. But we'll take that. And we'll sim. So have we got a game today? Yes, we have. We are playing the Clippers. Can we get a win against the Clippers with Ingles in the lineup? And we do. We managed to pull off a 3. Oh my god, there's a load of trades as well. A 3-point win. Let's see how Ingles got on in his first game. 4 of 6, 2 of 4. That's exactly what we want him for. That's a much better balanced rotation. I have to say, that's looking much better. Obviously, we've got those injuries we'll have to address. But let's have a quick look at the trades that were done. There was an awful lot that just went down. Okay, so obviously there's our trade. So we dealt Korkmaz, who I know, yes, he's young. He's only got 1 year left. Probably might become a better player than Ingles in the long term, possibly. But I'm happy to deal Bradley. Bradley was never really going to play for us, and Ferguson, again, bench player. To pick up this Joe Ingles is just, in my opinion, a steal. I know Joe Ingles is paying him a lot of money, but that shooting ability is just so valuable. We obviously then picked up Ryan Anderson. But in terms of other deals that have gone on, okay, so Ricky Rubio did get dealt. He got dealt for Bruce Bowen. Okay, Bruce Bowen looks pretty good actually. Prince, he got dealt for 2 good players and a second round pick. So he's headed over to Brooklyn. So Brooklyn clearly not happy with Irving, I guess, playing at point guard, or maybe Ricky Rubio will come off the bench. I don't know. And there's a couple of Wilson, Portis, and Burks. For Burks and a second round pick there. Oh wow, okay. So the Hawks traded the rookie Okanugu, I can't say that. Onyenka, let's say Onyenka. A first round pick and JJ Redick to the Pelicans, which is interesting. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been dealt as well. Blimey, he's gone to Houston. Okay, with PJ Tucker and a first round pick. Okay. That's an interesting. Jackson Jr. is probably quite a nice little pickup for the Rockets there, actually. And the Clippers then traded a bunch of players. Kennard, bunch of rubbish. Oh, Beverly. Okay, Beverly's probably the main piece in that one. But Rozier and the first round pick. Then a bunch of releases. Bismarck Biyombo got released. Okay. And then another pick there. Gasol. Gasol got dealt for Garrett Temple and second round pick. Okay. And a straight up trade there of Peyton, but Halliburton. Okay, a lot of rookies being dealt actually. Okay, and we've got an inbox. Have we got a trade offer? No, we just have a trade rumor. Okay, we're not going to comment on the trade rumor. So we have, what's the date? We have 1 more day, I think. This is probably the last day. Let's have a very quick look and see what other players are available. If there's anyone else you want to target, I mean, another guy I was looking at was Derek Rose, but I mean, he's not the greatest outside shooter, so he's probably not fitting our scheme. But in theory, he would be a great trade prospect if you just wanted scoring off the bench for a playoff team. Mike Connolly's still around. I mean, probably not the right type of player for us again. He doesn't have range. Bledsoe, the exact same thing. James Harden's there. I mean, we can go back and have a look at James Harden. Kevin Love. Yeah, okay, you're not the greatest. It's just that contract, $31 million. I mean, not really worth his contract anymore, unfortunately. Julius Randle, how much have you been paid? 18 million. Okay, probably can't afford you either at this stage. Got Drummond on 28. Yeah, bit one-dimensional though, isn't he? There's not a great deal left, I have to say. Not a great deal left. Al Horford needs big deal as well. A lot of big contract guys are actually available. Yeah, okay. Derek Favors, you're not very efficient at all anymore. So I don't think we're going to get any more deals done, but I'm really happy with that deal, I have to say. For us, picking up Ingles is just an absolute steal. That's just completed our rotation here. And I think we've got our guys back, haven't we now? No, 2 more days, 2 more days. Okay. Let's just check. Let's just pick up another free agent just so we've got a full bench anyway. I think we'll just pick up. I think we'll pick up. Has he actually played any games this year? Hasn't. We don't really know what his shooting numbers are like. It says his outside shot's not bad. Do we just pick up Corver? I know he's not. I think we just pick up Corver. We just pick up some more shooting. Yeah, let's just pick up Corver. He's a defender and a shooter. We'll just bring him back to Philly. Even if we don't lose him, he's just a nice asset for us to have if we do lose some of our shooting guys, really. Okay, so I think this will end our trade deadline. And a bunch of other deals just went down. Let's have a quick look at those. So Justice Winslow got traded for Cody Zeller and a 2nd round pick. Okay. Wow, he's fallen off. Gallinari's been dealt to the Rockets, a house, and a 2nd round pick. The Celtics picked up Taco Fall off the free agency wire. Robert Williams got dealt to the Celtics on with Teague and Langford. So there you go. Rose has got dealt to the Celtics. They obviously were looking for a bit of scoring. Decided to deal away Youngster and Williams and Teague. I wonder if we could go and get Jeff Teague off the Pistons. I'm just thinking. I'm not sure if we can still trade, but just thinking. Okay. Simmons is out for 3 days now as well for some reason. Just a little bit better ball handler. It's only $1 million contract. We could probably do it on a 2nd round pick, I reckon. Just thinking, we might as well see. I'm not sure whether he's actually trade restricted. Oh, okay, he is. Okay, so we can't go and get him. Oh well. Okay, so I think that's going to end our trade deadline period. We do have a game against the Brooklyn Nets, so we're going to have to change this rotation because Simmons is out. So we'll get the AI to suggest. Yeah, suggestible. So Milton's going to come in and play point guard for us for this one. Yeah, okay, that'll do. Basically, same rotation, minus Simmons, obviously. And against the Brooklyn Nets, we're 38 and 15. Can we keep the winning streak going? We can't. We get completely burned by the Brooklyn Nets. Not good, not good. We'll go forward again. And hopefully we've got everyone back now. think we have. Yes, good. So this is pretty much how we're going to line up now, I think, going forward. So Simmons obviously in at point guard, Curry, Ingles, Harris, and Embiid. Howard off the bench, Milton playing a lot of the point guard and shooting guard minutes, then Green playing the small forward minutes, Max at shooting guard, Scott at power forward, and then Corver and Co just sort of filling out the rest of the bench. I quite like that. That's going to work for me. Have we got some inbox things? There's a team incident. Oh, okay, these guys are still going on. I'm losing the will with these guys. Isaiah Joe and Dwight Howard are still moaning. See if they keep arguing, and we'll have to have another call with them, I think. But we've got the Bucks who are 41 and 14, so we've got two tough games here. Can we get our winning streak back going? And we can't. We get completely destroyed by the Bucks. Eesh. Right. Okay. We're going to go to the All-Star game, I think, which is only in 4 days' time anyway. So let's just get ourselves forward to that point. Hopefully we can get a win if we've got a game in between. We can't. We lose to Atlanta. And oh no. Joe Ingles is injured as well. Okay, he's out for 11 days. And Beach is out again. Food poisoning. Seriously? Food poisoning. Oh man, this season's been a real roller coaster for injuries. It really has. Okay. And let me guess, we're due to play a game now, aren't we? No, we're not. Okay. Hopefully the All-Star break will give us an actual break to get players fit again. So we've got the Cavs. And we are without Embiid and Ingles. Okay, so Harris is in, Howard is in. I'm not going to bother messing around with it too much. We beat the Cavs, thank goodness for that. And here we are, All-Star weekend. Have we got anyone in the dunk or three-point contest? Jonathan Isaac. Wow, okay. Seth Curry won the three-point shooting competition. Nice. So we did have a winner there. Let's have a little look. So we had Thibault in at the dunking. He didn't get past the first round though. Okay. Let's go back and have a look at three-point contest. Seth Curry hitting 19. Then he hit 20 and went to win the three-point competition. Nice. So we've got one win this season. We got one. The rookie sophomore game. Let's sim that and see if we had anyone in there. I don't think we will have, to be honest. But we can have a look. So rookies. No, nobody in there for us. Sophomores. Taco Fall made the sophomore lineup. Blimey. He hasn't even played this season, really. Just shows how shallow the sophomores are, really. You know, they lost the rookies as well. But yeah, there's Zion Williams. Putting up some pretty good numbers actually this year, to be fair. He's got a huge development game. Look at that. Potential's 5-star. Morant as well. Morant, look at that. 9 and 10 already. Blimey. Okay. So, All-Star game. I'm not going to watch the All-Star game, I think, this year. I mean, I normally do it on most of my episodes, but I think for this one, we're just going to sim this one and see if we can basically get through ourselves, you know, see how that goes. We'll probably end up stopping here for this episode. And then next time will be a push for the playoffs, really. So, the Eastern All-Stars got blown out by the Western Conference All-Stars, which is no surprise. Ben Simmons made the All-Star lineup, and he's the only player who did not get any minutes. That's just depressing. That is really depressing, Ben Simmons. You couldn't even get any minutes in this game. Trae Young in there. Yeah, okay. No real surprises. Interesting that Drummond made the lineup. But yeah, definitely a weaker Eastern Conference roster than the West. My God, look at that. Lillard played 40 minutes and he was 11 of 11. That's insane. Player of the game was Doncic, which is, again, probably no surprise. 5-star guy, putting up stupid numbers. He's insanely good. Yeah, okay. So, overall, I think we can end this episode now. I think we pulled off a really good deadline day trade in bringing in Ingles. I'm hoping, main thing now really is just, can this Philadelphia team stay healthy? If it can stay healthy and Embiid, Simmons, Harris, Ingles and co stay healthy, I think we are one of the best Eastern Conference teams. If they don't stay healthy though, and they can't get our record back from 27 and 32 to something that's respectable, we might miss the playoffs, and that's going to be a real tough slog for the next game to see whether we can can make it in the runoff now until the playoffs to get ourselves back up in the standings. But yeah, interesting deadline day. We'll see what happens next time. But if you've enjoyed the episode and you want to follow along, these obviously come out weekly. Feel free to hit the like and subscribe button as when they come out. And hopefully we can get the 76ers back into the playoff hunt next go.